Number 10, Power Strike. An 8-bit Master System shooter moving at a speed the hardware has no business sustaining. Dozens of enemies, layered fire, huge bosses, barely a flicker. Compile didn't wait for better hardware. They outprogrammed the one they had. Nine, Fantasy Zone US 2. Warp gates splitting every stage into linked zones, a shop economy running mid-level, and more color on screen than the Master System was ever supposed to show. A candy store fever dream, running on the cheapest 8-bit Sega sold. Eight, Saturn Bomberman. 10 players, on screen, at once. No console before it dared, and the chaos still holds up. Plus rideable dinosaurs and some of the chunkiest sprites of the 32-bit era. The definitive Bomberman, locked on the machine history skipped. 7, Body Harvest. A full open world, vehicles, decades-spanning campaign, giant insect invasions, crammed into a Nintendo 64 cartridge by the future Grand Theft Auto studio. The N64 wasn't built for open worlds. DMA Design built one anyway. 6, Sub-Terrania. Danish Demoscene kids turned a Genesis rescue mission into a physics engine. Gravity, inertia, and fuel fighting you harder than the aliens do. Their first console game, and it already played like the hardware owed them money. 5, Gley Lancer. A Japan-only Genesis shooter with rotating multi-directional gunners, parallax the console barely admits to, and an anime opening cut straight into the cartridge. Collectors pay hundreds today. The Genesis blushes. 4, the Ninja Warriors on Super Nintendo. Sprites so big and animation so smooth that Taito rebuilt the game frame by frame 25 years later. 3 android ninjas, 0 slowdown, all craft, a masterclass in making 16 bits look like a cutscene. 3, Guardian Heroes. Air juggles, magic storms, branching storylines, 6 players at once, and the Saturn throwing absurd quantities of sprites without blinking. Treasure took a brawler and stuffed a fighting game, an RPG and a riot inside it. 2, Scorcher. Danish Demoscene veterans took the Saturn, a console with no reputation for speed, and built a futuristic racer with draw distances and velocity nobody thought it could hold. Reviewers kept asking the same question: how? Pure Demoscene arrogance, aimed at 32 bits. And number 1, MUSHA. Compile again, because nobody pushed hardware like Compile. Walls of enemies, multi-layer parallax, a heavy metal soundtrack pounding through the Genesis sound chip, and not one frame of slowdown. 35 years later, emulator authors still benchmark against it. This is what Too Far looks like. That's the countdown. Argue with the order below. Every forgotten game deserves one more continue.